Today on Gaming with Killatia, we'll join up with our battalion, our platoon, our squad mates. We are the only one left to save the world from evil robots in this action-packed game called Mechstermination Force. And if I can describe the gameplay in the most simplest term, think of a boss rush mode with Contra, with maybe a little hint of Shadow of the Colossus, as some other reviewers have mentioned. That's right, no crazy platforms, no ridiculous storylines. That's you up against gigantic bosses trying to figure out the best way to defeat them. And I do have to say it's much more of a puzzle than I have originally anticipated. That's because each of these different bosses have different and unique ways of being defeated. So trying to figure out their patterns and how to best attack them is the way to go here. For example, these yellow spears on this boss can only be damaged with your guns. But on the flip side, the only way to destroy these red orbs on this enemy here is to use like a melee attack. It's kind of the same thing with all the bosses, but they are all very unique and different from one another. So there is always going to be different ways to defeat the enemy. And of course, it's go without saying, this is the kind of game where you're gonna die over and over again until you get the pattern down. But honestly, for a game like Mechstermination Forces, it's kind of charming. And of course, there is a shop here where you can upgrade your health and even get new weapons here to help you defeat the mechanized menace here much more differently and uniquely. And it's always pretty awesome to test out your new weapons on older enemies to see if you can be much more effective in destroying them and seeing if you get a higher rankings, so you can get a little bit more cash for more upgrades. But there is one thing more powerful than simple weaponry, and what is that, you may ask? That is your co-op buddy. If it's one thing I learned from Chojam and O is that if a game was designed with co-op in mind, you better grab a friend and get on this game ASAP. And I gotta say, even though it may not have been necessarily easier, it was a lot more fun playing with a friend. The control of the Mechstermination Force is pretty good. I played with both the regular Joy-Con controllers and the wireless Mario controller that I reviewed a couple of months back, and each one plays pretty decently. The only real complaint I had about the control is that switching the your weaponry is only done with the B button, and you can only go like one step to the right. You can't really go back to the left to select the different weaponry. But other than that, the controls are fine, and the music itself is pretty awesome as well. And the sound effects are pretty poppin'. If there's one thing I do have mixed feelings about, it's the graphics. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not terrible. It does run at a smooth 60 frames per second, even with all the bullets and weaponry and your co-op buddies running around. But at the same time, I was kind of hoping for a more metallic look. It does feels a little bit on the plastic end, and for what it's supposed to be like the end of the world, it doesn't really feel like the world is at risk just by going by the graphics. I am going to have to say, however, the overall robot designs are pretty great, pretty massive in size, and they do have multiple forms, so you're not going to get bored with the designs so easily. Mechstermination Force is currently available for the Nintendo Switch for about $11.99 off the eShop. Now, I would have preferred it to be closer to $10, but for $12, it's not bad, especially when you have a friend to play with. So, would I recommend this game? Yes. Once again, especially if you have a friend to tag along with. This is Killatia signing off. Hope you have a good time and catch you all next time.